Hi, I'm Allie Scarlett. I hope you're doing as tremendously as possible. I'd like to talk about Scott Renshaw and the way that he's treated me and how it lines up with the Unitarian Universalism that he's very public about being a part of. So, Scott, I interned for Scott as in City Weekly, which includes Scott's head editor there, in 2016, and um, I remember going to his book event where he talks about his book and signs it in downtown Salt Lake City, and definitely just really admired him um, for claiming to live Unitarian Universalist values as much as he does, and I was felt honored to go to one of his birthday parties, and was happy to go to his book signing, and I just really admired and respected him. Um, but then a few years ago at FanX, which is like a Comic Con and the Salt Lake City Comic Con, it seemed clear that he avoided me. Um, I had walked, he was a panelist, I was reporting from it, and basically trying to become a paid entertainment journalist like he is. He's actually a movie reviewer, which is pretty dope. But I mean, it's not a world-beating job. Look at the Onion's um, imitations of with a character called Peter Rosenthal and imitating film critics, which reminds me a lot about Scott. But so he's a panelist, and this is the reason why I like Scott, because he has a job that I would want. But it's I also thought he was a really good guy. He's a good guy, but not even. I'm doing this video because I'm so disappointed with him and have been for more than 2 years now. So he's in the panel. I walk into the room while it's going on, which is okay, no problem. So he knows. I say that to say that he knows I'm there, and I'm huge, and I'm standing up. Pretty much everybody else, if not everybody else, is sitting down. Panel ends. He makes sure to walk, and we're on the same side of the room. He goes to the other side of the room and walks that way to get out of another door in the back to avoid me. And I wish that alone I had made me go, oh, it's not worth doing what I'm about to say. So I come out as a transgender woman. It's November 2022. So I accepted myself October 11th, 2022. And then that month or the next month, I go to the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Cottonwood Heights, Utah. Cottonwood Heights is a suburb of Salt Lake City. And I'd, I'd gone a lot from 2016 to 2019, really 2016 to 2018. And so all I could do while thinking, I was nervous to go in, and be out. And even though Unitarian Universalism is basically the Church of Liberalism, but I was. But what I thought the most was, how is Scott going to respond? And it's so pathetic that I thought that when he probably avoided me at FanX. So, and by the way, that internship was for free. And Scott knows that. So, and I was 27. I wasn't in power yet, so I thought I still needed the internship, but I was 27. And so all I could think in the car was, what's Scott gonna think? What's Scott gonna think? What's Scott gonna think? And I went in, and Scott did walk over to me in the congregation during the service and say, "We're glad you're here." And that was sweet. But that doesn't mean that he didn't avoid me in FanX. It doesn't mean that he didn't do what's next. Or he said later that he was going to stop interacting with me. Why? Because I pointed out that the Reverend Laura Young had emailed about meeting her and sending the link to her calendar that had all these open times. But yet then she tells me she could only meet with me 3 times in how many months? So, bare minimum 3, but I think it was more. I'll have to consult the blog post. I wrote a blog post on AliciaValerieScholar.com. It's been a minute now. So, and I only realized about 5 days ago, maybe 6 days ago, that I should have seen. I was devastated because it meant so much to have Scott's acceptance. But I should have seen that coming since he avoided me at FanX, But I didn't think about that. Just because I think I admired him so much that I was blinded, And so, and then also like Scott, I sent an email to Scott and I thanked him. Before he said he's not going to interact with me anymore, I sent him an email and I said thank you for. I just was sitting in the parking lot thinking what you think, and then he reminded me that, like I said, think something about. I don't think I thanked him, but I was like, you're living Unitarian Universalist values, something orbiting that, and then he said, yeah, but I am so sorry. No, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I said, because I know that he has a transgender child. Because I came out as a transgender woman. Did I say that? So then I said, something to the effect of, thanks for letting your child influence how you think about my gender identity. And then he said, yeah, yes, but also the values I have. So it's the other way around, excuse me. And Scott's really screwed with my psyche, so forgive me. So, but I don't see that. I think that he's transgender supportive because of his kid. I don't see him the way that he's treated me. I don't see he doesn't live the Unitarian Universalist values to the extent that he puts off, and that I thought he did. So I do think it was because of his child, and I guess it doesn't matter. But the problem is that even though I think he accepts my gender identity, he still has been rude to me, at VanX, and now not wanting to interact, and I don't deserve that. I don't understand why. And all I did was do an internship under 2 people, him being one of them, for free, indeed. And always, I would compliment him a lot. I'd send him emails complimenting him on reviews at church, letting him know he gave a great speech at a fundraiser there. I just feel like maybe he took for granted my adoration for and kindness towards him. I don't know, but and then going to his book signing and those things that I said at the start of the video. But yeah, he's damaged me, and he's not the person I thought he was, and he's a great reviewer. But yeah, indeed, as the Onion shows with the Peter Rosenthal satire, it's not like he's a world-beating reviewer / journalist like he may think he is, and yeah, just he's not what people think he is. Thanks for watching.